welcome to Oh the Horror. I'm Fedora, and it's time for what is potentially my biggest request since Scream 3 last year. Now, the last time we talked about Chucky the Killer Doll, he had a growing family with a wife who was played by an actress who was playing the actress possessed by her character. They also had a gender-neutral child who was played by a hobbit. But now, it's time to go back to Chucky's solo roots and make him scary again. This is Curse of Chucky.
So this movie starts with our hero Nika, a college dropout living with her overprotective mother, who begins this glorious day by receiving a mysterious package at her front door.
So is your mom home now, or what?
Yeah.
Too bad.
Well, I wasn't referring to that kind of package.
Yeah, her mum seems to be one of those you're in a wheelchair so you can't possibly function in society type of people. So I'm expecting a heartwarming story where she discovers that mindset is wrong and... Well, hold your horses there, spoilers. Let's at least see what's in the package first.
Must be some kind of joke.
It's not even in its original box. What's it going to be worth now, like 20 bucks?
Yeah, on that subject, considering all the controversy surrounding the good guy dolls in this universe, those things must be pretty damn collectible. Like owning an Ed Gein action figure? Wow. Really, guys? Nika's mum doesn't seem to care for little Carrot Top here, and throws him in the trash in a shot that makes me think that this is just Chucky's unnecessarily terrifying nightmare sequence. Before that night, where Nika wakes up to the sounds of her screams. Damn, woman, that is some shiny blood. You know you're not supposed to drink the Windex, right? And then the camera pans out to reveal our killer and his murder weapon. That overly sharp title. I mean, seriously, you're gonna poke your eye out with that thing. Hey, is it me, or is this opening very similar to the one from Dead Silence? You know, creepy doll arriving in an unmarked package that leads to the death of a female family member of our main hero that very same day. Let's just wait and see if the less popular Wahlberg shows up cosplaying as Eckhart from Tim Burton's Batman to see where this really goes. Oh, and speaking of James Wan related movies, here's Nika's sister Barb, played by Danielle Bisutti, who some may also remember as Parker Crane's mother from Insidious 2. And while her character might have been seen as a bit of a cop-out in that movie, her performance was pants-browningly good.
That is not your name! Parker! Is not your name! Your name is Marilyn.
Marilyn it is! You're the boss lady!
Along with Barb is her husband Ian, the hot nanny who he's totally not screwing, and their daughter Alice, because, yeah, let's bring the child down to the house that still has Grandma's blood staining the floor. There's also a priest that looks a little too much like Ron Perlman for me to feel comfortable leaving anything sharp or shooty around the house. Well, Nika decides to give Chucky to Alice as a present, although he seems to have just disappeared all of a sudden. Oh wait, there he is, You okay there, Chucky? Jeez, what happened to his face? Earlier he just looked like a regular old good guy doll. Now he looks so pained, like someone stepped on his crotch with a high heel.
He scared me half to death.
Now if you'll just close the door, I have a date with this 6-year-old girl. Yeah, that still sounds just as fucked up as it did in '88.
You know, I think Grandma would have wanted you to take care of him.
Which is why she threw it away 5 minutes after getting it. And hugging makes Chucky high for some reason? Well, I think I might have solved the biggest question Bob Show had about the Hugger Bunch. And now we're gonna play a fun new game that I'm pretty sure some Japanese game show company has already copyrighted. Chucky has laced one of these bowls of pasta with rat poison, but we don't know which one it is.
So it's like Russian roulette, only Italian, and delicious.
I actually really liked this scene. I mean, obviously Nika won't die because she's the hero, and Alice is going to be the next body swap victim, but trying to guess who was eating the poison pasta was pretty tense. Until you remembered we're only 20 minutes in, and the priest is the only one not staying at the house to draw attention, so yeah.
Stanton, you're gonna need a drink after you see this.
We can always count on our boys in blue for a little bit of sentiment. But then on the other end of the spectrum is Deputy Panic here.
What the hell are you waiting for? Get the shit off him!
Yeah, fuck the paramedics. What's the worst that can happen? So with haunted house mode activated, time to bust out the old home movies. Because these girls apparently grew up in 1957. And who else would pop up in the footage but Charles Lee Ray?
Who's that?
Oh, it's just Uncle Charlie. He was in jail for a while on a bestiality charge. By the way, I've noticed a lot of these half-focus shots in the movie so far. Now, these are good for viewing an otherworldly or unsettling scenario like this. But why are they using it so often and for moments where people are just watching TV? What are we focusing on here? Her face or the nothingness taking up the rest of the screen? Chucky seems to have gone missing again, so the nanny goes off to help Alice look for him, and ends up making out with her mum instead.
God, I've missed you. Shut up.
And if Alice happens to walk in on them, she can just say, "Oh, sorry, sweetheart. Chucky's just stuck down your mother's throat."
Well, maybe Chucky has some advice for this poor guy.
Like the short.
And if you don't ask for that threesome now, you're gonna regret it later.
I gotta say, after watching scenes like this, plus some of the more lame killer doll movies that have come since and kind of desensitized us to it, I didn't think we could ever take Chucky seriously again. But with the lighting, the silence, the camera angles, this movie is managing to pull it off. Go ahead, turn your head around, do it. Do it, you plastic pint-sized little son of a...
Don't fucking fuck!
Whew, okay. Anyway, after a callback scene that still proves that kids can say the darndest things...
He said that life's a bitch and then you die bleeding like a stuck pig.
Alice!
We finally get to see Chucky come to life in this thing. Unfortunately, there isn't much surprise in it, because he changes back to that constipated-looking doll whenever he's about to move.
Chucky, I'm scared.
You fucking should be.
Hey, Nika started a study montage. She'll have this thing sorted out in no time. Meanwhile, the nanny has started a midnight cam show, which is unfortunately interrupted by a bucket of water, which I'm assuming Raiden left there for Chucky.
Women. Can't live with them. Period.
And then Chucky is bombarded with hate comments from people pissed that he just assumed her gender. Welcome to this generation, Chucky boy.
Speaking of cams, it seems Ian slipped a hidden camera onto Chucky's overalls to catch his wife cheating.
And you can catch that footage live on Fox.
Meanwhile, that skittish cop from earlier, who seems to have just been driving around in the rain all night, gets word that the priest was at Nika's house all day, and he swerves to head down there for answers. And he better hurry, because of Nika's pleas to her sister falling on deaf ears that the doll is possessed, it looks like she will be the next one to go. Well, it looks like Chucky got some, plastic surgery, huh? No one? Oh, okay, sorry.
Alice is mine.
Granted, it's sure gonna make my married life awkward. Now, Nika's not screaming because of her sister's corpse being thrown at her, but because as if that speaking doll wasn't awkward looking enough, now we have a clunky CG model. I hear the purists raising their pitchforks. She hurries away from the killer doll and wakes up Ian, who of course thinks that she's the one who killed his wife, so he ties her up and goes to check his live feed footage from the camera he planted on Chucky. Too bad he's so focused on that he doesn't see what's coming up behind him. Now just stick a candle in there and we're all set for Halloween. Nika gets the axe away from Chucky in a less than conventional way and relieves him of his head. But it seems we've had some serious rule changes because Chuck's body is now full doll and impervious to pain despite it being clearly his old one. So he's back on his feet and shoves Nika off the stairwell. But before he can finish her off, she attacks him with a stall tactic that no villain can resist. The backstory.
I am your father.
No. To be honest, having Brad Dourif's daughter in real life playing his daughter in movie might have been cool, but instead he was just a guy who was obsessed with her mother, kidnapped her, and then stabbed her in the stomach, which resulted in Nika's paralysis. The flashback ends with the cops arriving and chasing Charles right into the opening of the original movie.
Ah, so it's a retcon story. I'm cool with that. As long as they don't try to say that Chucky got his voodoo magic from flying sperm fish ghosts.
With the monologue having done its job nicely, Nika has made it into the elevator and shuts herself in, painfully taking Chucky's knife in the process, which she then jabs into his back, revealing that all Chucky wanted to do was bring a little Christmas cheer to this place. Or cocaine, either way you'll be seeing pretty colours and laughing at nothing real soon, babe. And right on time, the cop finally arrives at the house and, of course, arrests Nika for all the murders. And we jump forward to the end of her court case, where she is declared legally insane and locked away in the nut house. Considering how many times this has probably happened, they must have a whole Chucky ward down there by now. Oh, what's this? The cop is stealing Chucky from the evidence storage to give to somebody for money? Hey, we've seen something like this before.
Hey, Tiffany! Or Jennifer? Or Jiffany? Where are we in time?
Yeah, just when you thought it was over, here we have Tiffany mailing Chucky off again to a new address. This time to the place Alice is now staying at, where this movie comes to an end with him beginning his body swap spell, only this time there is nobody left to stop him.
And that was Curse of Chucky.
This was the Child's Play movie fans demanded, and in my opinion, it does its job brilliantly. It's dark and creepy, but still has a lot of humour in it. It showcases Chucky as the character we all know, but doesn't feel silly for it. Additionally, the whole movie feels like a bit of a love letter to the series, with all the references and callbacks, the casting of Fiona Dourif as the lead, the considerable ante-up of the practical gore effects, and Chucky finally winning in the end. Is this the last we'll see of the franchise with this outcome? Who knows? But if this is the direction they're going to go in, I am all for more.
And with this movie being such an homage, I cannot end this review without talking about the alternate ending.
In this ending, Chucky gets mailed to original Andy Barclay Alex Vincent, and then gets his head blown off.
Play with this.
Andy!
Hell yeah! Now that is how you come full circle.
So that's all from me for tonight. So, I'm Fedora, this is the Horror, save a screen for me, and we'll see you next time.